Hey YouTube, what is going on? Brandon here with another ink installation video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install the bottled ink on the Epson EcoTank 8500 model. We're going to be using the OEM 552 Epson bottled ink. However, there are remanufactured versions of these bottles. I'm going to link that in the description below because that's going to be a lot less expensive for you. Alright, so before we continue on, if this video ends up being helpful, please make sure to like. If you have any questions at all, please make sure to comment below. And if you want more content like this, please make sure to subscribe. So the first thing we're doing here is we've set up to the point where we can install the ink. So when you lift up the panel that's covering the ink compartment area, you're going to get a diagram of the different colors. You're going to want to follow that so that you can place the ink in the correct ink nozzle, which goes down to the tank. So you want to match them up, the bottle with the actual diagram. That's going to be reliable for you, and it's very easy to follow, but you do want to make sure you're putting the right colors in the right compartment. So as you see here, to install, it's simply just getting the bottle, tipping it up, and then placing it into the nozzle compartment. So you're going to do the same thing with all of the colors, but there is a, if you want to call it, a pattern on at the very end of the ink bottle that matches up with the pattern for the color, and that should slide right in. If it doesn't slide right in, turn the bottle around counterclockwise about halfway, and then you should be able to fit it right in place. Now you don't have to squeeze these bottles, you don't need to tap them for the ink to be filled. They automatically just fill up, and then you can remove the bottle and continue on with the rest of the colors. I chose to do gray and black initially because they're far apart to the point where you can do them both at the same time. If you're able to do that to save some time, I would recommend doing that as well. So each one of these ink bottles contains about 70 milliliters of ink. So what I found was after filling up the ink tank completely, I had a little bit of ink left over. So that's good because you're going to use up some of the ink with some of the processes with the printer, and so you want to have that extra ink to be able to replace and top off whatever you ended up using. Now if you've never done this before, you really are going to want to be careful when you're tipping the ink bottle over, but also don't be too worried because for the most part you shouldn't have any spillage of the ink. It's created in a way where you're able to tip it up, place it in the compartment where the nozzle is, and then everything should flow and there shouldn't be any spills or anything like that. So just follow exactly what I'm doing. I'm matching up the color. I'm then matching up the bottle with the ink nozzle compartment, and then I'm flipping the bottle up, placing it right where it needs to be, and then I'm leaving it there until the ink compartment is full. Once it's full, and I can remove it and continue on with the rest of the colors. Now when you get down to cyan and yellow, you're going to have to do those one at a time because they no longer will fit at the same time as you're filling them up. But these fill up very quickly. Now please note that with the black ink bottle, you're going to be able to yield about 6,700 pages. With the photo black ink bottle, you're going to be able to yield about 7,300 pages. And with the color ink bottles that include cyan, magenta, yellow, and gray, you're going to be able to yield 6,200 pages. You can find this information on Epson's website. All I'm referring to is the specification sheet. You're going to find a wide variety of different information. Now, another thing that I did mention in the unboxing video, so I won't really go in depth, this ink is going to be able to print on a lot of different types of media, from regular photo paper to glossy to matte to specialty photo paper, and then even cardstock. So just keep in mind all this information in regards to the ink as it is relevant to the ink that you're using. Now Epson strongly recommends the use of genuine ink to ensure optimal print quality and performance. I will tell you, I have seen many different printer models over my career, and I can tell you that using remanufactured ink is basically identical to using the OEM ink. It's the same color. The third-party manufacturers, they get the same color schemes and they put it into the ink. It's the same exact color. You know, use wisdom when it comes to this information because you may feel comfortable to use the third-party ink, which is the remanufactured ink that's cheaper, or you may not feel comfortable and you just want to use the Epson ink and you want to go by what Epson is telling you to do. I'm just giving you the information, and I'm telling you that there are other options if you choose to go that route, because it will end up saving you money. I did a video on this, and on average, you're going to save at least 50%, and most of the time it's way over 50%. So you'll want to look into it yourself, but keep that in mind. Once you're done installing all of the ink bottles, you're going to want to flip down the panel and then close the printer so that you can continue on with the rest of the process. It's going to need to go through a process for about 7 minutes, and that's just going to settle the ink into the print head. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope that I gave you information that you can use. There's going to be a link in the description below, again, for the remanufactured versions of the ink, and then also for the printer itself. If you don't already own the printer for whatever reason, that link is going to be there as well. There's also some other resources and information down there for you. But again, if this video was helpful, please make sure to like. Any questions at all, comment below. And if you want more content like this, please make sure to subscribe. That's really all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.